And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from Braemar Arena High School Hockey on the air. It's hockey night in Edina. The Hornets and the St. Michael Albertville Knights are going to do battle. They've got some unfinished business that resulted in a 5-5 tie a couple weeks ago that played out in Albertville. These two teams will play at Braemar Arena at the high school level for the first time. And Bart Archer, it's crunch time for all these hockey clubs with a little bit less, a little more than a week and a couple of days left in the regular season. And then it's win and stay, lose and go home.
Well, it kind of snuck up on us a little bit, but you're right. We are winding down, but a very big game for both teams. I think if you're the Knights coming into Braemar Arena, the thing that they want to focus on is keep that shot total down by the Edina Hornets. The Edina Hornets have been struggling to score goals this year, but if they can keep those shot totals down, they might have a pretty good chance for success tonight. But it promises to be a 50-50 game and a lot of fun.
This Knights team is loaded with talent. You look at their high-end talent, and you got Luke Leyland, the senior, with 50 points on the season. Adam Flamang is there as well with his 52 points. And then Casey Leyland as well with 42, the sophomore, picking up some points along the way. They have a legit first line. They're very sturdy. They're very steady. And Aaron Locke getting the job done in goal as well.
Well, indeed, the propensity is just to get too many shots to the opponents. If they can limit that, this is a very, very good team. But Edina is going to be motivated, obviously wanting to finish this strong. But 5-5 tie doesn't sit well with either one of these teams. So something's got to give tonight, P. Wagner.
We'll take a look now at your starting lineups here for tonight's game. Then we'll get to the tail of the tape real quick after that, after the national anthem. We mentioned Aaron Locke in the opener. He will be the starter in goal for his hockey club. 11-7-2 on the season with 3.77 and an .886 save percentage. On the blue line, Bart's going to be Cody Kelly, along with number 5, Alec Waller. They're going to start Luke Leyland at center wearing sweater number 9. And then Adam Flamang will be one of the wings. And Casey Leyland, of course, we mentioned the trio in the outset.
That's a pretty nice quintet right there.
Looking at the Edina Hornets, their starting lineup, Bart. It's going to be Loudon Hogue in goal. He had the night off against the Knights earlier in the season, so he'll work this one.
Probably Ben Edina's most consistent player.
Jake Boltman on the blue line.
He's a force.
Nick Williams had a terrific game in Eden Prairie last weekend.
He's as smart as there is in Minnesota high school hockey. Very good player.
Nate Stone will be starting at center tonight. He'll be joined by a couple of seniors, Mark Overman, and then the tall drink of water, number 14, Luke Rugemer.
Well, he had a good showing against Eden Prairie. He was making things happen and throwing his body around. I expect that to happen tonight as well.
We'll now pause for your national anthem. We'll have the face-off coming up right after this. Let's now take a look at how these two teams match up here in tonight's hockey game. Of course, the Edina Hornets and the St. Michael Albertville Knights. The Hornets enter this game at 11-8-3. The Knights at 10-9-2. Power plays for each team. in the penalty kills. I think that got inverted. That 9.1% should be over on the Edina ledger on the power play. But meanwhile, the scoring percentages for each team, and then the point leaders, of course, Borst with 16 at Edina and Flamang with his 52. Look at that, see? Yeah, huh?
Yeah, that power play for Edina, 9.1, obviously
David,
some room for improvement.
Our producer, David H. We'll just call him David H. tonight because I don't want to throw him under the bus.
Right. No, but that's always been kind of a common denominator for this Hornet team is their power play kind of getting some traction and moving forward. Normally that happens after the holiday break, but they just haven't got that necessarily traction. I think they're 5 for 56 or 5 for 55, so obviously room for improvement. They might get some opportunities tonight. This is going to be a fun game.
Face off now at center ice. Leyland and Stone, who pulls it back to Boltman. From center, he's going to play that around. That gets away from the stick of Locke as it comes up to the right wing side. It's Leyland with it. That's Luke Leyland ahead to Casey Leyland as he's going to try to dust it off and work his way around. Boltman gets it back out of the corner. That's off Stone's stick. Rugemer touches over for Stone as he fights off a check. Flamang was there. Now it's Stone across the line as he plays that into the near corner. Played back behind the net. That's Cody Kelly to play that up to the right wing side. As the Hornets and the Knights battle early on here from Braemar Arena. High school hockey at the MNHockey.tv. Thanks for joining us here tonight. These two clubs, Lake Conference foes. I love the addition of STMA and Buffalo to the mix here, Bart Archer.
I absolutely agree, and they play a very effortful game. So that's one thing about the Lake Conference is the teams work very hard, and these teams blend right in.
There's a shot from Clark, took the feed from Willie Johnson. Locke squares up, makes the save. Faceoff will come up inside the Knight zone to his left.
Well, it was an event that happened pretty quick. It was Clark that put that redirect on. Locke, as you said, good side to side, but Jimmy Clark in 17 of the white is a name we're going to say quite a bit tonight. Like to say hello to Doug Dornsife in Colorado Springs and Chase Twilliger joining us tonight.
There's a wrister from Wyatt Worst that deflects wide of the mark. Bumped up to the boards. There's Willie Johnson. Pad save made by Locke as he comes up with a good one there. Sent back down to the wall. And here come the Knights back out of the zone. That's off the stick of Johnson. Wyatt Worst there again plays that in deep as the Hornets touch up. Back in behind the net they go. That's swung around to the near side. That's Worst again to play that one through Clark. Now he's going to be watched by Beckstrom. Beckstrom wins the battle as he plays this one up to the left wing side. And they'll work it out of the zone. Here they come back in across the line. Nifty move there. That's Miller on the puck. Hogue goes down into the butterfly position. Miller battles for the Knights. Now Borst comes away with it, plays off the boards, finds some real estate. Here he comes up the right wing side. Borst will gather, looks to the slot area. He's reached for it because I think he thought he had an icing call coming. Enriquez now back over for Boltman down low on the left wing side. Bumps that off the boards to the Nolan Williams, who is there, and then Emmett Worst sends that one in deep.
Well, Edina's pretty much early in this contest has cut the ice in half, really not allowing the Knights to get out cleanly, but they are getting out of the zone, but really only one good shot on goal so far. We're early in this first period.
Worst will push this one over to the left wing side. Enriquez shot. That one trickles just wide of the mark. Now it's going to be Boltman with a slapper off the end boards. Nolan Williams to the high slot. Now Enriquez. That's deflected off the stick of Anderson. Whoa! And he jams Boltman hard into the wall as he's down on the ice. Looks like he took the rib cage off the top of the boards. That's going to be a tough one for him to handle. Or is it the leg? Can't quite tell. Let's take a look at that one on replay.
Well, and he's about as tough as they come, too, so hopefully Edina can get his skills back out on the ice just as quick as possible. But Boltman's not a small man, but it was Will Anderson that actually put him on. But those boards obviously don't give much, but it might have been just a bit of a stinger to a certain degree, but he is being attended to on the bench. But he's a vital cog to this Edina team, so hopefully they can get him back and get his skills back out on the ice quickly.
Well, they also have two injured JV defensemen, of which one spent some time up on varsity, who I think it'll be tough to see them get back in the lineup. One had surgery. There's a shot that's off Emmett Worst. The other one with concussion symptoms, so the depth being challenged here. Sent to center by Nolan Williams. That's Coette with it, who played that over to the left wing side on the stick now for Flamang. He's checked by Rugemer. Puck will trickle in front of the bench area. Worst, nice positional play. Rugemer down the right wing side. He muscles his way in the big frame, pushes that wide of the mark. Rugemer again now plays back up to the line. Gunnar Johnson, his shot deflected. That off the stick of Flamang. Off the end boards it goes as the Knights look to break out. Flamang back up through center. That one rolls off the stick of Casey Leyland to the corner. Wyatt Worst is there. A couple of sophomores. Now it's Gunnar Johnson. Looks for a long pass. That one had all sorts of bend to it as it's cut off along the way. Now here comes Johnson with a shot. That's J.P. Johnson wide of the mark. Where'd that come from? It's been here all winter.
I was just going to say, that thing has not exited for a while.
It's just never even, it's just a joke.
Minnesota winters, man.
Or just, I don't know. Is this Corona? Now it's played back up to the neutral zone. Lemire is there.
It's a Coors Light.
Oh, off the stick to the corner it goes. Lemire again, checked. Rung around the boards. Now it's Overman. Plays that one up. There's a slash coming up from behind the play. I think that's going to be J.P. Johnson. It's going to go. Borst with a shot and lock the save as he steers that one aside. These two teams combined for 10 goals in their first game. So far, we're scoreless here with 12:40 to go in the first.
Well, indeed. And St. Michael Albertville really not having any problem scoring goals. 98 coming into this contest. Edina 57, so Edina's got some work to do. So 5 goals for Edina Hornets is a good sign. But now they go on the power play. They get a chance to improve that 9.1 power play against a 82.7 penalty kill. But a really good opportunity for Edina to draw first blood.
Hornet power play. 5 for 55, I believe it is on the season.
You are correct.
Back in behind the net. Clark with it. Johnson off the toe of the stick. That's picked up by Nicholas Williams. Cut off on the play by Flamang as he's going to carry up the left wing side. He's got Luke Leyland with him. Leyland can shoot it. Knocked away from him. Jimmy Clark will race this one up ice. Here comes the freshman with speed. In across the line he goes. Escapes over to the near boards. Plays up for Boltman. No worse for wear after that big check. Now it's going to be Williams off the right wing side. Wrister. That one misses the mark. Boltman reaches. And now it's going to be Nicholas Williams to regroup as the Knights change their forwards. Here comes Williams back up ice. Gains the Knights line and plays this one behind the net. Swung on there by Kelly as he rings the boards all the way through center. Puck will trickle up the left wing boards, and on the chase it's going to be Nick Lemire. There he is off the corner, gets a little bit of help down low with Zach Miller, checked on the play. Willie Johnson plays back over. Now it's going to be picked up by Borst. Here comes Borst as he winds it up through center ice. 43 to go in the power play. Borst inside out. He's stopped just enough, but he'll carry back through. Overman gets a stick on that. It's going to be handled by Wyatt Worst. Overman back up for Wyatt Worst. Lets a shot go. That's the flex. There's a shot again. That's knocked away. Morton is there. Morton back into the corner. Now it's going to be Borst with it. Borst is bothered on the play. Overman comes back away with it. Back up to the line to Wyatt Worst. There's a shot that deflects up off the netting and out of play.
Well, Overman kind of threaded the needle on that pass back to, as you said, Wyatt Worst. He put a pretty good offering on, but deflected up and out of play. Just 10 seconds left in the penalty to the Knights' J.P. Johnson. Then we're back to 5-on-5. The faceoff is going to come outside the zone, so initiated by this Edina Hornet team. Pretty good power play as far as possession. Really didn't challenge Locke very many times. Pretty good kill by the Knights.
To the line it goes, cut off by Wyatt Worst. And back on the ice steps J.P. Johnson. He'll head over to the bench. As off the bench steps on the ice, Joey Robinson, as he'll open up high into the neutral zone as the Hornets will force the Knights back behind with their 1-2-2 employed. Now to the left wing side. It's picked up by Gunnar Johnson. He's going to send that back in. Now it's off the end boards once again. As the Knights so far looking to try to beat this as they're going to play this one up through center. And the Hornets once again, there's DeVoe to play that one back in behind. Cut off behind by Locke. Now it's Worst with it. Emmett Worst try to look to the corner. Instead goes up high to Nicholas Williams as he gives it back to Worst. Here he comes with it. Back to the right wing side. There's a Whitliff shot that deflects up off the net and out of play.
Well, pretty good puck movement by the Edina Hornets, getting into the open man. It was Henry Whitliff, sophomore defenseman, that put an offering on net. Good choice to make a wrist shot, nice and efficient toward the goal, but ramped up and out of play by the Knights, so it's going to come to Locke's left. 9:52 left in the scoreless first period.
Back up through the neutral zone it goes. It's going to be Casey Leyland with it. Luke Leyland goes down on the play as he came together with Nicholas Williams. Casey Leyland to the top of the slot. Stick check there. Nice save by Hogue. He extends the left pad. Off the stick to center ice it goes. It's going to be Borst. He has Clark open on the off wing. Borst goes high off the glass. Up to the right point it goes. Back down to the corner. That deflects off a stick. Borst was there. Knocked away from him by Clark. It's going to be Luke Leyland that plays it over to the near side for Coet, as he's going to work this one across the line. That's a shot go. That's deflected. Had it momentarily. Flamang was there. Now it's going to be ring around the boards there by Stone up off the netting and out of play.
Well, pretty good defense by the Edina Hornets. It was St. Michael Albertville that gained the zone, went to the middle of the ice, and that's where they ran into the Edina wall. Really didn't get too good of a look, but it was Casey Leyland that got a pretty good offering on Loudon Hogue. Very low shot, about a foot off the ice short side, but Loudon Hogue put that pet out there. Nice save by the Edina goaltender after not having been challenged early in this game.
Bill Dahl with the chirp of chirps after my cough, and I can't repeat what he wrote, but it was beautiful. Over the right wing side, I love it. Of course, Joe Caju's on board, and he's putting together some of the dustiest trivia questions I've seen him do yet.
Well, I'm
not
here tonight.
Touching them.
I'm here tonight, so you can throw me under the bus again.
I'm not touching them.
Okay.
So they're just no. Get me a better question than that. Back up the right wing side. Stone is there. For those of you from the St. Michael Albertville Knights area, we've got a little bit of a minor cult following here, I would say. Wouldn't you agree, Bart Archer?
Sure.
Joe Caju, one of them, and he loves to throw out the trivia questions. And if I feel they're hurtful, I'm not going to do it. That's knocked off the stick of Lemire.
You're the moderator.
Absolutely. I shouldn't have to be. Off the glass, played to center, too far for Rugemer.
And I'm not sure you're the best choice. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, wow.
I'm kidding.
Ahead it goes. That's off the stick of Overman. He'll knock that off the boards. The Knights have had themselves some nice signature wins here this year in the Lake Conference, and they've just stepped right in and have done a really nice job muddying the waters even further with a bunch of teams that continue to beat each other.
No question about it.
Tonight's Cornerstone night in Edina, where they will, between second and third period, they'll recognize the members for the Edina Hockey Association for their contributions to the game. So we'll have that for you between periods with this year's inductees. That's off Emmett Worth's stick. Now it's going to be Nolan Williams dancing into Worth. Loads up, scores! Oh, my word! That thing was in and out in 2 seconds. Emmett Worth with a blast from the left side. Nice feed by Nolan Williams, 1-0 Edina.
Well, indeed, it was a nice feed by Nolan Williams. Good awareness to know that Worth was over there on the weak side. Really not a lot of traffic around Worth. He just received the puck and let it go very high on the just under the crossbar. Very fluid motion. I think that if he would have dusted it off a bit, the goaltender Locke would have been over to square up, but he didn't really have a chance on that. Edina draws first blood.
Emmett Worst is a goal scorer, as you know, Bart Archer, and guys that don't dust it off usually bury it to the back of the net.
That's what separates the good ones from the really good ones, but that's number 7 for Worst.
Back behind the net they go. There's a shot that's deflected away. Casey Leyland is there. Williams with the check on his man, Luke Leyland. It's played ahead off the stick there. Momentarily was Alec Waller. And now it's going to be the Knights back up through center ice. Gloved by Hogue, who wanted to play it down, but then he looked and saw Leyland walking down the slot area. You know, you look at this Knights team, and they're in the Section 8 AA. You've got the likes of Moorhead, who's been very good. You've got Roseau, who's picked up their wins. They've beaten War Road, a very good team in the Class 8, like as good as it gets twice.
On the road, too.
Right, yep. And then you have this team, St. Michael Albertville. It's a three-headed monster, and you can't rule out Brainerd or Buffalo being some bracket busting going on in there, too. It's a pretty darn good section.
And I think this is a team to kind of keep an eye on during sections because that section is not a given for Moorhead. and or Rosso, so this team could come up and bite. They have the talent.
There's a shot that's reached up and gloved. By the way, did you see Lauren Nelson's tourney time book?
Absolutely.
Okay, so many of you probably heard about tourney time. I'm going to have an ad up on the mnhockey.tv website. If anybody's remotely close to being a high school hockey fan and enjoys a state tournament,
must have.
You hear that, right? Must read, but no, this is absolutely that good. They tell a story. It's really deep. There's things you don't know about it, and it adds to the legend and the lore of it. Go ahead and get it in February here. It's available, and it's going to be a great read. It's big. It's like an atlas. Did you see it? I mean, the thing was huge.
I know. And the picture on the front is just fabulous. I gave a little hard time about it.
Oh, because it was the Trojans?
Just pick it out. It was fun.
Well, who did you want on there?
Well, I don't know. Who do you think?
STMA?
Well, why not?
Up off the netting?
I'm just looking through 12 banners up here.
Is the bus backing over you right now that I threw you under?
It's good to be here with you, Pete.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure.
Don't forget to look behind you before you put it in reverse. But he done a couple pretty good shots on goal. Laka holding firm. He looks good after that goal. Unfazed, which is what you want to see from your goaltender. But this has kind of been the Achilles heel for this nice team. They give up a lot of shots, force their goaltender to make a lot of plays.
It's been a good start for Edina so far here early on in this one. 5:45 as the period has really moved quickly.
Well, and they're using the whole offensive zone, too, so they're not bunching up. They're being very difficult to guard against.
First again, Thunder's one off the end boards, as now it's going to be picked up by the Knights as they look to work out of the zone. Nice job to push that through. That's Coet on the play, as now across the line they go with it. That's Anderson to the corner as he's checked on the play. Up high it goes. Now Kelly to the near corner. Nicholas Williams puts on the brakes. He was surveyed there by Will Anderson again. No ice on the play, as that was really a character play there by Nolan Williams, who took the hit and got the stick on it just to get it deep. Nice stick by Borst to the corner. He collides with Waller. Waller pins him up along the end wall as it's going to be played near to the right wing side. Jimmy Clark was there. Now it's going to be Borst to play back in. Waller. And now instead it's going to be Kelly to come away with it. Looks back over to Waller to the far corner. He better hurry as the forecheck is on. Nice job to break the pressure by the Knights. Back it across the line. Flamang with it. Loads up the shot, but the stick of Nicholas Williams was there to ramp it up and out of play with 4:32 to go in the period.
Well, Nicholas Williams has one of the better sticks, especially on this Edina Hornet team. But Flamang with a pretty good offering, showed some good speed. But you're right, Pete. When Edina's on their game, they're on the defenseman in the offensive zone in a hurry. Their forecheck scheme is working. But it was a challenged zone exit by this Knight team, and they did very, very well, very effective. If they can keep doing that, it's going to create problems for Edina Hornets.
Shot in on goal.
Boy, that was a good offering, too.
That face-off taken by Luke Leyland. It's the Joe Caju trivia question. Okay, you ready for this one?
Sure.
Where did Luke and Casey Leyland's father play high school hockey?
Oh, goodness.
And I'll give you about 4 minutes and 29 seconds to come up with it.
Okay. Does
Off
it
to
stop
the left
time?
wing side. Now it's going to be Stone. He's got Rugemer with him. Couldn't handle as he was bothered by Kelly. Now the puck is going to be played to the right wing side. Here come the Knights back out of the zone. Leyland tried to race through Rugemer. He was cut off at the Edina line. There's Overman, tried to play ahead. They were looking for Stone. That's going to be Flamang with it as he's bothered by Boltman. Flamang now off the gear of Rugemer. It's going to be Nicholas Williams. Spinorama to the corner as he goes down to one knee. Boltman bothered by Casey Leyland. Now it's going to be Nicholas Williams as they break the forecheck with Blount up front bothering the Hornets. Coet now plays to the left wing side. It's Lemire on the tape to the right wing. Blount across the line as he looks and angles, edges his way front.
Nice.
They score! Oh, what a feed. Zach Miller ties it at one. What an entry there. That was Blount who did the heavy lifting. And he found his man. Take a look on replay here, Bert.
Well, he just went wide, went down deep in the zone, as you can see right here. Forced to the outside, good play, but nobody picked up the trailer. And that's generally the most dangerous person. But for Zach Miller, the junior forward, that's goal number 6. But what a big goal it was for this STMA team. We're knotted at 1, 3:38 left in the first period.
Couple more hellos for those joining us. Sandra Jocelyn cheering on the Knights from, oh, get this, lovely Fort Myers, Florida, one of my favorite places on earth.
That's
home
awesome.
Of Hammond Stadium. Pitchers and catchers report.
I knew you were going to follow it up with that.
Back to the corner. Just love it. Here's Worst, a bomb. Oh, looking behind was Locke as he makes the save. Joe Cagey, of course, checking in. We have a winner on the answer, Bill Dahl.
Well, it's
Go
St.
ahead.
Cloud Apollo.
Did you look it up?
No. I knew it was St. Cloud. I was a Gopher fan, dude, back then.
Back then. What happened?
No, I'm a Gopher fan through and through, but I was a little bit more enthusiastic back then, but it's starting to grow now. The enthusiasm's starting to kind of rekindle. Jeez, back me into another corner, will you? Is it going to be like
you give
this
me
all
so
night?
much ammunition. I can't help it. They look to the slot area. 3 minutes remaining in the period. High school hockey continues right here at the mnhockey.tv. Thanks for joining us tonight. Nicholas Williams plays that one up for Boltman, who shovels that ahead to center ice. Boris is going to try to foot race this one with Kelly.
Oh.
Gets there, fanned on it though. Kelly got a stick in there. Now it's going to be pulled away. That was Waller on that one. Now it's going to be knocked down and played up the ice by Casey Leyland. They find their man to the left wing side. Flamang is there, jammed by Boltman. That was heavy. Casey Leyland from the corner, watched by Clark. Luke Leyland can shoot it instead down low. They go short angle, short side for Flamang. Missed the mark there. They look out front. There's Boris to gather that one in. Nope, didn't like that angle as that was taken away by Luke Leyland. Now it's going to be Boltman over to the right wing, left wing rather, cut off at the line by Kelly. Nice play. Knights and the Hornets here. Good battle. 1-1 tie in the first period. They'll regroup now on the puck. It's Coet with it. Now he finds Kelly. They look ahead to Flamang, but that's cut off by Nicholas Williams to Overman across the line. Overman tried to go inside out. Now it's going to be played back up to the left wing on stride. Lemire shoots. That one's in on goal. Stopped and handled and covered up by Loudon Hogue.
Well, Lemire is one of these players. I mean, everybody talks about Flamang and the Leylands. But Nick Lemire, the junior forward, 11 goals on the year so far, making a bid for number 12. But he's a player that this Edina team is going to have to be cognizant of when he's on the ice. But he's a player that provides depth for Jeremiah Johnson in this Knights squad as well.
Gunnar Johnson plays ahead to Overman, now to the right wing side. Rugemer tried to push that one through. Down the wall it goes. Beckstrom was there for the Knights as they try to work it past Wyatt Wurst. He keeps the line. Now it's a feed up top to the left wing. From the point, there's a shot turned aside by Locke. Overman comes away off the end boards. He's jammed in the play by Coet. Now it's going to be the Knights back up through center. Outlet to the left wing side. Lemire is there. Looks this one back in behind the net. Foot race for it. Blount is there as he plays that up to the line. There's a wrister played down into the corner by Alec Waller in front. Look out. Blount, too much to handle in front. The Hornets converge on him.
Well, as Blount, the helper on that last goal, was going with authority to the net, but it was two Edina Hornets that tried to stop his forward progress, but he's a very strong young man, but Loudon Hogue held on to that puck in kind of a trying moment. But I like the way that the Knights team are getting out of their zone. They're being contested the whole way, but they're finding the way. They're getting speed through the neutral, and they're actually getting possession in the Edina zone.
1 minute remains in the period. You heard our guy Pat Milan on the call. He's not going to be here for
That's
the
going to be kind of weird.
Senior night next Saturday night. We're going to get Phil Stark on the
And he does a fine job
call.
too, but it's just going to be a little different, that's all.
Emmett Wurst finds Morton to the right wing side. Played back in behind as Locke sets up. Behind the net goes Waller as he's bothered. Cut off by Morton. Fishes behind the net. Now Kelly will take over. Guides us along to the right wing for Flamang as he goes all the way rink wide off the boards, and it's going to be picked up by Boltman in his own zone for Edina. 20 to go in the period. Boltman looks back up ice. Now they got to break the 1-2-2 of the Knights. Deflected back in deep. Locke is there as he finds his man. In stride out of the zone with it is Coet. Gets through center across the checkered. Leaves off for Flamang. Back door. Oh, that one was fluttering its way toward the goal mouth area as Coet was there, but instead off the end boards it goes. And that'll do it here for the first period. We're tied at 1 between these two clubs. It's It's been a good one so far.
Yeah,
Bart.
indeed it has. 20-some seconds left, and Edina opted to just send the puck down the ice. But with 10 seconds left, it was the Knights that came back and almost got a pretty good scoring opportunity. You have to play to the final buzzer, but 1-1 going into the period. I'm sure Jeremiah Johnson, coach of this Knight team, has to feel pretty good about surviving the first 7 minutes of this game without giving up a goal and then coming back and challenging and tying this game up before they went into the first intermission. Second period is going to be great.
Indeed. The Knights are going to come out for 5 minutes. We'll see if Todd Grover, does he have it locked down? What do we got? We'll leave it there. How's that? Do we leave it there?
Sure.
Oh, they're going to bring the net up, so that's going to work. Yeah, we'll keep it here. David H. I can't say his last name after that. I don't want to implicate you.
Right, I think his sentence is over, Pete.
I mean, no, I'm doing. No, I don't want to. I bet everybody's forgotten about it, right? All right, is that all going to be in the picture there? Looks like it's gonna. Ooh, you got Jackson Parisi out there.
Boy, got everybody's attention, didn't it?
Got mine. This is classic. Oh, Dubnik. They're all here. Look at these guys. Oh, this is something special.
Boy, they look good, too. I wonder if those uniforms glow in the dark.
Yeah. We got to leave it here. Keith Ballard's the coach. Oh, I love this. You know what I love? Is these guys just go out for these wicked skates.
Yep.
You know, they just go full speed.
They're working the crossovers.
And they're just putting on a show.
And I think there's a young man named Banks on the green team. So
there's one right there. He's just throwing them around.
Right on.
So good. Look at that. Inside edge. This is fantastic. I like that they got him nice and tight here.
Yep. Tight spaces. Ooh, the green team is on the penalty kill.
Nobody in silver wanted to play goal. They like wanted nothing to do with it. No, well, I wish I never would have. Could have been the dumbest thing I ever decided to do. Steered aside, nice save there. Let's see how deep into the zone we go now. Oh, look at that.
Oh, chip
and chase. Guys make millions of dollars a year in the show to do that.
I hope they can hear the music too.
Oh, I'm sure there's no way they can't. Yeah, why do they play this music?
I don't know, just to get a white noise.
Just to bother you more?
It doesn't bother me at all. I think it's great. Either that or the Peanuts theme.
I'm at an NBA game.
Oh, that was a nice save.
D'Angelo Russell. Worked that one in.
Yes, you did.
Going to take this one to the net.
Oh, good stick.
I wish I could see their names because I'd actually call this.
Taking a page out of Nicholas Williams' book with that stick.
Oh, busy. Busy stick. Oh, yeah, he
Busy
wanted
and
to turn it up, and the coach said no.
And then he fired it
He
at him.
buried it off the boards. Threw a missile. Here we go all the way down. We're going to race this one down. Coach plays that one ahead. Oh, look at that. That had some juice.
He didn't even celebrate either. He's been there before.
Just let him go. Don't even face it off. Just keep going.
Right.
Straight shinny. Luke Barnett, your goal scorer there.
Correction. The other Luke scored. Luke Ballard.
Check that. Luke Ballard with the bullet from the short side.
His first of the night. Try the buzzer again, see if that works.
Oh, look at that. That's beautiful hockey. Worked it right toward the net. And you had, what was that, 2-1 going to the net, stick on the ice.
Yep. Just like he's supposed to do.
Or 2-6. I was looking for full celly on the self-check. We didn't get it.
Number 26, Crosby Banks.
Crosby Banks.
All right, cake eater. That's from
Bart
the Mighty
Archer,
Ducks.
I know. Oh, nice save
It's
there. Look
from
at
the
that.
Mighty
Got the
Ducks.
right pillow down. Big save and goal there. Here comes a foot race. I'd like to see him let him go. I want to see the foot race to the corner.
All the Black Jackets are taking notes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Trying to get a commitment before the night's up.
It's something else. Oh, that's right. They're about the right age.
Right.
The Verbals. The Black Coats. They're in the house. There's a lot of them here tonight.
I know. That's why I brought it up. Ooh, taking the big skate.
I love it. I love it when they take full usage of the ice. Oh, nice physical play there. Did you see that little check? Just let him have it. Little two-hander to the back.
Oh, nice D.
Look at that, Barry. Oh, just missed the mark. Got to applaud that effort.
He's not happy with himself either.
No. Oh, new puck.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, we're going to have two
That's
games
gonna
going on.
confuse things
Now there's
a
going to be
little
two
bit.
games.
Right.
Keith Ballard taking charge down there. Here we go. Time for one more shift here.
But me and David were talking about Lake of the Woods in the Baudette area, and obviously Keith Ballard from the Baudette area.
Uh-oh. Loading it up.
Oh, good, solid. Team D.
I'm very impressed. These guys, both these clubs can go.
They kind of get it.
They can skate.
It's not really Comet hockey. I like it.
Well, they could challenge some old men league for pace and tempo.
Not mine.
Oh, okay.
I wish.
I said pace and tempo.
I wish. I'd be more relevant.
Okay, everybody out for the last 30. It's going to be chaos here. Bodies flying everywhere.
Big John Sands in the house.
Where's the Sandman?
Coming over here. He got stopped by.
I got stopped by Robin
some of
Cook,
his
his fellow
fans.
PA announcer.
Right.
Oh, there's a nice save right along the goal line. The scramble.
There might be a too many men on the ice penalty going on right now.
We're good. This is what it looked like when we were kids down at Garden Park.
Oh,
You get the puck for a second and you were thrilled.
I miss those days.
Nice job, guys. There it is.
Well done.
Got the mites from the Edina Hockey Association right here at the MNHockey.tv. Great work, coaches, kids, terrific stuff. We'll take a timeout. We'll have the face-off for the second period coming up in about 12 to 13 minutes.
I think that being in a sport, it has built into it the concept that we are going to face a challenge. When we do sport the right way, we are teaching values. We're teaching kids how to be hard workers. We're teaching kids how to be courageous, to be fearless. Dynamites, because we have a focus on whole life youth development, physical, academic, social and spiritual excellence, we get that we're trying to develop people to be whole people. And I think that when you combine that mission with sport, I think you naturally get that. We have programs in each of those four areas. We have ice hockey for physical excellence. Academic excellence includes academic support like one-on-one tutoring. We have a summer academic camp. Social excellence includes our big community service project, Greg Carroll Learn to Skate, and also we're faith-based. So when kids are old enough, they have the choice to go to summer camp, kind of that traditional summer church camp. Every kid in the program has multiple mentors. If they're in tutoring, they have a very special mentor that's just their very own. And then of course the hockey coaches are mentors, and of course all the staff are mentors too. So we have a very high retention rate. Dynamite's high school graduation rate over 20 years is 85%. And over the last 5 years, 96% have graduated, which is really significant because right now Minneapolis Public Schools is reporting that their graduation rate is 53%. So that, I think, is another measure that shows that Dynamites is working. Being a faith-based organization, I think we're able to say things that are really powerful sometimes. We might say to the kids, like, we're going to do some hard things today, and we want you to remember we can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. A few minutes later, we might be asking them to do that hard thing, and you got heads down and panting, and remind them, remember, you have strength. God's given you the strength to do this. You have the strength that you need inside you right now. They might even remember the moments where they began to believe that, where they began to believe, I should be fearless. Only believe, do not fear.
You know, the difference maker is just the the personal interest level we take, where it's just more than a job. We really feel a passion for serving the clients and really taking care of them. I think the loan officer group we have, it's not about the money, it's about the satisfaction when you're sitting at the closing table with the clients and you've done a good job for them and they're happy, and you see the joy that you bring their families. Helping be a guide for someone when they're going through what quite typically is the largest single investment someone's going to make in their life, their home. For that trust they place in us, it's really satisfying to be able to provide that service. And I think that there's a little bit of a oversimplification of what the mortgage process is really all about, and certainly the ability to close a transaction quickly and with the least amount of brain damage involved, I can appreciate, but there's a tremendous amount of thought that needs to go into the selection of the product itself, and then to be able to sit down with a experienced professional is extremely important to make sure you're making the right choice. And once we've come to that conclusion that this does make sense and the customer does want to move forward, certainly being able to fast track it and use all the technology available to get to the closing table as fast and as efficiently as possible.
Some help?
No way.
Sure.
Yeah. JJ what?
So what are you guys doing out here?
Well, we're just doing the right thing. It's kind of a thankless job. It's out of sight, out of mind. Somebody's got to do it.
I appreciate you having me out.
You can swing a mean net, man.
Too heavy? Try it.
I got it.
Wow, this looks amazing. Can I help you make a few?
Sure.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Hi, I'm Derek. Nice to meet you. What's the ultimate dream for your business?
We have this hunger project that I give back to the kids to buy food.
How long have you had this dream?
10 years.
So you're 6 years old and you had the dream for 10 years. That's pretty good. That's someone that knows what they want to do in life.
And we welcome you back to Braemar Arena. We're tied at 1. Here's a look at the goal scoring on your ticker down on the bottom. Wow, look at this. Lakeville North. There's some scores for you in Eastview. 1-0 Lakeville North over the Eastview Lightning. You've got Hastings 5 and Northfield 1. Let's take a look at the goals, Bart Archer. Here's your first goal. Emmett Wurst, a one-timer as he buries a feed from Nolan Williams.
Well, it's Morton that got the puck up to...
Between periods with this year's inductees. That's off Emmett Wurst's stick. Now it's going to be Nolan Williams dancing into Wurst. Loads up, scores! Oh my...
Under the bar, 1-0 lead. That's at the 9:38 mark.
That was a full-on snipe, and then it was this goal scored. Tape to the right wing. Blount across the line as he looks and angles, edges his way front.
Nice.
They score! Oh, what a feed. Zach Miller tied.
To Miller, and Miller just one timed it up and over Loudon Hogue. So that's where we are. 1-1 shots on goal that period. St. Michael, Albertville with 9. Edina Hornets with 14. Long line changes, second period could be a factor. Something to watch.
Leyland in the face-off circle. He'll be going up against Stone. Puck is played back up the left wing side. There's a blocker pad save. Now Overman's with it. Sorry if there was audio playing during those replays. We are sensing that might have happened, so it's free, so don't judge us. And get your own damn show.
Yeah. Wow.
Well,
hello.
I mean, I can see the chirps coming now.
Oh.
Played up to the left wing side. It's Casey Leyland there. Now they'll carry this through center ice. Will the Knights? Beckstrom off the end boards. Hornets will transition to center. Back in across the line. Now it's going to be Casey Leyland with it from the right circle. Guides that to the slot area. Now it's going to be Overman with it. And off the end boards it goes. That's going to be guided back behind by Aaron Locke. Long pass up on the left wing side. Casey Leyland was there trying to make the play, but the Hornets get in on him with Wyatt Wurst. Now it's going to be off the stick and controlled by Coet. Speaking of Wyatt Wurst, hello to Dan. He's out in the a big trade show out in Las Vegas, Nevada, probably at some dinner.
Poor guy.
And he was talking about how he could get his phone situated and put the earpiece in.
Oh, there you go.
Here comes Borst. He's sprung. Here he comes to the outside as he's going to have that one roll off the toe of his stick. Now it's Coet with it as he plays that up to the line. Over to the near boards. Clark watches that one deaden out. Coet again up the left wing. Knocked away by Lemire to center. Hornets touch up onto the stick of Beckstrom as he submarines a would-be check by Willie Johnson. Hogue sets up behind for Wyatt Wurst as he rings the boards. And back into the night zone it goes. I'm trying to decide if a trade show in Vegas is a good idea. I mean, you're already fatigued from standing and faking the smile. Wurst with it now, and then you got all that other stuff going on.
How can it be a bad idea?
Backdoor to Wurst again. Oh, he had the wide open net, and I don't know if that was blocked by Waller or if he just fanned on that one.
He fanned on that one. Jumped over his stick.
That's knocked back up the boards there. He opened up again. The left-hand shot likes to lurk there, and he gets the good angle.
Oh.
Now it's Morton, the quick slapper. That's deflected wide of the mark. That's gathered in and played back up. Oh, that's deflected away. Now it's Beckstrom as he looks ahead. Back into the Edina zone it goes as Gunnar Johnson will watch that one work. And they're going to say it's an icing call. Back into night territory we go.
Well, I thought Wyatt Wurst may have touched that one, but the referee had better positioning on that one. So it is going to come all the way down into the night zone to Locke's left. But I'd like to say hello to Roy Reynolds. Thank you for joining us. Sorry for the late shout-out, Roy.
Better late than never.
And don't forget Pete about West Metro, otherwise we aren't going to.
Well, there's Casey Leyland. That one goes up off the net. And Mike.
And
West
Mike.
Metro in the house, all smiles. They're excited to see that Benilde St. Margaret's Eden Prairie game coming up next Tuesday right here on the TV.
Oh, absolutely.
Now it's going to be back in across the line. Overman with it. He's checked on the play. Overman guides this one down for Stone. Rugemer was there. Stone will keep it and play back up for Boltman. Boltman shots deflected. That one hit Rugemer and missed the mark, the big frame in front. Speaking of Luke Rugemer, hello to Janet Norris. She stopped by and said hello from Houston, Texas, formerly Janet Sweatman, class of 74, Edina West Cougars.
That's awesome.
Said it's been a blast being back home. Appreciates the broadcast, was breaking down our graphical play too. It was great. Now to the right wing side, it's going to be handled there by Casey Leyland as he's bumped on the play, and Boltman comes away with it. Boltman looks up ice. He tried to find Boris to look to back away from the defense of Kelly. Got the angle, but couldn't get the stick on the puck and icing the call.
Well, and Cody Kelly's been on this squad since 2017-18, and that's when the youngsters, the sophomores, came in. Cody Kelly, Luke Leyland, and Adam Flamang came in and were contributors on that team that went to the state tournament. But they had a trifecta of defensemen that were very formidable: Sandberg, Popowski, and Lehman. They have a bit of that in Kelly, Waller, and Coet as well.
Wide of the mark from Borst. Clark tried to play that up to Wyatt Wurst, who guides it down the boards, but a nice job to pinch there on the play from Beckstrom. Now it's going to be Gunnar Johnson looked ahead for Borst. He's been all over the ice. He's had the wheels going here. Borst now from the corner to the slot, knocked away. Nice play by Blount. Chipped off the boards by Robinson. Gunnar Johnson plays in. Now it's going to be Coet with it as he gets away from the check from Borst. Coet shots off the leg of Nicholas Williams, knocked away by Clark right on the tape. Here comes Nicholas Williams. Oh, he's got a man open to the right wing side. That's Nolan Williams with Borst. A shot, rebound, scores! Oh, that was beautiful transition. Nolan Williams, a shot, locked the save. And that's going to be Borst, the rebound. Hornets lead 2-1.
Well, it started with Nicholas Williams with his zone exit, kicked it up to Nolan Williams, and then Nolan Williams put a good shot on goal. Locke made a nice save, but the puck danced in him a little bit, and it was Borst with a follow-up, streamlining to the goal. That's goal number 10. So a nice level for Jackson Borst. But now Edina up 2-1, 12:26 left in the second period, up to the Knights to respond.
Tossed from the circle is Miller, and in steps Lemire. And he gets the draw as that's played back through. Knocked away to the left wing boards. Waller turns and gifts that one over for Kelly. Ahead he goes to Luke Leyland, who's checked on the play. Now Emmett Wurst will ring the boards hard, looking over to the left wing for Nolan Williams. Nice job with the stick there as he forces a turnover. But a better job there by Waller at the line to play in deep and behind.
That was a good keep.
Back up into the neutral zone it goes. That's 10 of the year for Jackson Borst now. And Waller lets that one go for Miller. Miller to the right wing. Back up across the angle there and offside at the line as they'll bring that back out into the neutral zone. Wow. So far, this has been infraction-free.
Well, yeah, knockout of simulated wood. But it looks like we're going to get an interference penalty, as luck would have it. And I don't know. I didn't see a
Bart,
number.
That would be foreshadowing.
Indeed. But that's going to be Alec Waller, sophomore defenseman, going to spend 2 minutes in the box for interference, and now we can see that he done a power play.
It's their second.
Second one, that's right.
So I gave everybody fake news.
Fake news. But really a good opportunity for Edina to put more pressure on Aaron Locke, the goaltender for the Knights. He's going to have to make a couple big saves.
Now it's going to be Luke Leyland off the draw, turns and slings that one down the ice. About 83% on the penalty kill for the Knights. Pretty effective. We've got good players up front that can create pressure. But there's a nice feed to Jimmy Clark to the backhand. Scores! Oh, that was beautiful through the neutral zone. Clark pulls Locke and works it through the wickets. The Hornets lead 3-1.
Well, one thing Jimmy Clark is, he's very good with the puck, and he knows how to funnel to the net. Basically open up the pillows of Locke and just put it in 5-hole along the ice. Very difficult save for a goaltender to make, especially with the skill of Jimmy Clark. It's a welcome addition to have him back on this Edina roster. Certainly gives them some offensive punch. But now it's 3-1. Edina scores on the power play. It's up to this Knight team to answer back and put some pressure on Loudon Hogue.
There's an answer right there. It's Leyland off the draw. Flamang's shot's deflected. And now it's Stone to the right wing as he looked ahead. Overman pushes this one back over for Stone. Finds the draw pass. Rugemer in front. Pad save. Rebound back behind the net. Now it's going to be handled by Stone. Cycles behind for Overman. Knocked away from him. There's a shot deflected. To the near boards it goes. Rugemer cycles back up for Stone. Back into the corner. He tried to find his man. And now it's going to be Casey Leyland back in across the line. Played to center. Stone with it as he accelerates. He's submarine. Nice check there by Waller in front. They had Rugemer. He had the big stick down. That would have been a beautiful setup by Overman. Now it's Leyland with it. That's Casey Leyland to Waller. Back to Flamang through center. He's got a 3-on-3 across the line. That's a shot and a save by Hogue. There's a quick snapper in on goal. Bounding puck. Oh, and a big pad save there. Gathered in by Emmett Wurst. Plays ahead for Morton, who was shivered on the play by Kelly. Nice play. Kelly. Now he finds Flamang with it. Long shift for this Leyland line. Of course, they look like they're no worse for wear. Now it's going to be picked up by Emmett Wurst off the M boards. That was off the stick. Nolan Williams. Now it's going to be Coet with it. Puts on the brakes. Coet now looks over to the right wing side. Instead, the Hornets will see him go up the middle with that one with Miller across the line. Stopped by Boltman, played to center. Knocked right back in by the Knights. Borst almost had a seat on the STMA bench.
It was Lemire that offered him that chance.
Coet plays that one back in, or Coet rather, plays that one back in deep. Now it's going to be Nicholas Williams. Checked on the play by Lemire. Now it's going to be the Hornets to the left wing side. That's Emmett Wurst as he'll head to the bench. Willie Johnson plays the body there. Now it's going to be chipped toward the net area there by Gunnar Johnson, glove down by Locke, and he's going to hang on just a little too long, and the faceoff will come up to his right.
Well, I think it was a delayed offside, and he just let Jackson Borst touch that puck. But it is going to come outside the zone. But I like the way the Knights responded. Obviously, the Leyland line was out there for a good period of time, but they were being very effective. Now it's up to the challenge in front of Jeremiah Johnson to keep that momentum going and try to build from that. But they certainly have the capabilities. But Edina playing pretty strong defensively tonight.
Borst, Clark through the slot area now. Willie Johnson is there. Clark again. Fishes that one out. Off the boards, up for Gunnar Johnson. His shot was blocked off another number 8 in Lemire. Now it's going to be Clark as he's stick checked on the play by Miller. And now it's going to be Lemire to center, but now it's going to be picked up by Gunnar Johnson back in behind. Waller will regroup at his own zone. He has Huber off to the right wing side. Huber lays that one up. That's off the stick of Miller to the corner. Watched by Wyatt Wurst, who plays the angle. Wedges him to the boards. Gathered in by J.P. Johnson. They'll fish this one to the slot area. Outlet to the right wing side for Borst. Feeds over to Overman to the left wing side. Overman looks for Borst. That one's off his stick as Borst will work it from the corner. Tried to find Overman, who gets a stick on that one. Kelly was there for the Knights. In front, that's off the stick of Beckstrom to the far corner. Now it's Robinson. He lays that one back for Beckstrom. Very, very difficult to navigate. It's slow and go, stop and go on 494.
Rush hour.
Yeah, absolutely. Now it's going to be played up to the neutral zone for Overman. And that's going to be Boltman to play back in behind the net. Stone and Rugemer. Rugemer plays the body on Kelly as the puck is poked to the near boards. Gathered on the play, that by J.P. Johnson, checked by Rugemer. Now it's going to be Enriquez. Rugemer tries to play that one in deep. Gathered and played by Beckstrom off the boards to center. The Knights will clear this one back into the Edina zone with 7:25 to go in the period. Boltman plays back over for Enriquez, who lays that one up for Nolan Williams. In deep, it goes behind the net. Here comes Morton on the forecheck as he was watching Coet. Wurst will take it from the right wing corner. He was checked on a nice play by Leyland. There's Nolan Williams, who looked to play that one to the high slot. They come together, Flamang and Nicholas Williams. Now a ring to the right wing side as that's going to be Morton to chip that off the boards, and back into the Edina zone it goes.
Well, there is some extracurriculars going on away from the play after the whistle. So these teams are becoming very familiar with each other, and the emotions are running high a little bit, but who can keep their discipline? Probably the best is going to have a greater chance for success. We're a couple ticks under 7 minutes to go in the second period. Edina with 2 goals this period, one from Borst, one from Jimmy Clark, but an offensive zone face-up for the Knights.
Down into the corner it goes. There's Luke Leyland, watched on the play, tries to work it up the boards, but the Hornets cut it off. Nice play at center there by Huber to keep it alive. And now it's going to be Casey Leyland with it. Gets away from one man. That's Johnson, knocked in by Flamang. Back in behind the net. There's Boltman to ring it hard around for Borst. Lays that one over for Clark, who reached, and now it's going to be played to the right wing side. Flamang with it. His drop pass is picked off by a Hornet player on the left wing side, and Willie Johnson up to Borst. Borst for Johnson. Slapper turned aside by Locke, and there's a short angle goal by Jackson Borst, his second of the game. The Hornets go up 4-1.
Well, it's going to be Willie Johnson that gets the primary assist on that, but it was Borst that actually from below the goal line just banked it out the goaltender Locke from a very shallow angle, and that puck had eyes and found its way to the back of the net. That's goal number 2 for Borst, number 11 on the year, but really nice sequence by the Edina Hornets, but they were challenged each and every way. But it was Jackson Borst who, right winger, skated over to the left side, so they actually had a bit of an overload on that side, and they had the numbers. But I think Jeremiah Johnson may have called a timeout just to regroup his players and get them refocused. Not a bad time for a timeout.
Yeah, Jerry Johnson said, I've had enough.
Yep.
There's a look at his Knights bench as they'll talk things over here. Midway through the second period, 6:15 to go in it.
11th of the season for number 19, Jackson Borst.
Boy, he's played a great game tonight.
To number 7, Nick Williams. Even strength for Edina. Borst is 11th of the season from Williams. Time of the goal, 10:44.
Okay.
Don't forget, coming up between the second and third period for you Edina fans, it's going to be the Cornerstone Awards. Each year they award people who have contributed to youth hockey here in the Edina Hockey Association. So we'll have some very deserving members, and they will take us through the introductions. We'll keep it here, and we'll walk you through that for sure. How about that Saturday night schedule? We've got Edina and Buffalo, and we've got Eden Prairie and Minnetonka. Skippers looked almost unbeatable the first 10 minutes of the first period the other
they
night.
were
Have they ever played? And then it's just sort of what happened.
Well, it came down to the third period where the wheels kind of started to wobble and they just couldn't get them back on the hub.
Well, and then they just
but credit to
cinched
Lakeville
in.
North.
Yeah, they cinched in on them, and they finished when they had their opportunities.
Oh, and 2 of them were empty netters, so we kind of throw those by the wayside. But
still, it was 4 unanswered after they were down 2-0.
Third period was the Panthers, no doubt.
And that backbreaker, though, was with 1 minute left in the second period.
No kidding.
Flamang with it to the right wing side. But, you know, when the Eagles and the Skippers get together, it's a totally different story.
Indeed,
you can just kiss all that stuff
That's
goodbye.
right.
Take the records, flush them.
It'll be a fun one, I'll guarantee you that.
We close out our regular season coverage. Hornets and the Skippers, always a special night here at Braemar Arena. What I'm looking forward to is when the Hornets and the Knights, this has been a great game here between these two teams. We say the same thing about those. And we're doing 6,000 viewers. That one goes through the slot area there.
Wow. Nicholas Williams going to get a penalty for Edina.
We'll get to see that power play employed here by the Knights. Bart, it's pretty beefy.
Well, indeed it is. They certainly have a lot of talent on that side. But now they get a terrific opportunity on the power play. Offensive zone faceoff, down by 3 goals right now. 5:23 left in the period. But Loudon Hogue's going to have to pick up his teammate as well and kill this penalty. But again, St. Michael Albertville has to win this faceoff.
Don't want to put unnecessary pressure on this night edition, of course, but this is a pretty key moment for them. I mean, to click here on this power play makes things really interesting to close out the second period, cuts this 3-goal deficit to 2.
Well, and it might stop the Edina momentum because Edina was starting to get on that bit of a roll, so this might limit that to a certain degree. But time to take advantage of this while they have the chance.
Exactly was my thought there as well. There's Waller, the sophomore, plays to the left wing side. Lemaire works this one back in behind the net as he plays back up for Waller at the line. Feeds down to the right side. There's a wrist shot that bounces in. And now it's going to be the Knights who control. Waller again, snapper through traffic. Read by Hogue as he reaches down with the glove and makes his save.
Well, and there was indeed some traffic in front of him as well, so he had to kind of look through some legs to see that puck, but he corralled it about a foot off the ice glove side. So nice job by the Edina goaltender in kind of a vulnerable moment. But good puck work by St. Michael Albertville just to get the puck toward the goal.
I like Waller back there. He's not the biggest guy on the ice by any stretch as a sophomore, but he's got some really good skill, and his footwork is really good on the back line for this Knights team.
Still looking for his first goal of the season, but he's got 10 apples. Kind of their version of Nicholas Williams, who's very effective on the power play, but more of a setup guy than anything else.
And it's all about his footwork and his hands.
Just as important.
Back off the end boards it goes.
Craig Johnson in the house. Coach.
He'll be part of the Cornerstone.
Ooh, another penalty for Edina.
5-on-3 Bruin here, as that one was a thundering check in the corner.
And that's going to be Boltman that's going to go. So two of their primary defenders are going to be in the box. It's nice to have some depth as Wyatt Worst is going to man, and I'm sure that Gunnar Johnson's going to be out there as well for the Hornets. So they do have two pretty primary defensemen to fill in the gap while these boys are in the box. But 5-on-3 now doesn't get much better for this Knight team than this right now.
You know, you don't want to get big eyes here. You want to get one, and then you go. Then you get the other.
Yep.
You know, that's the old adage.
One bite at a time.
Coet. Now he gets it back from Leyland. There's a wrister in on goal. Nice save made by Hogue as he fought that one off. Back up to the line. Coet again. Luke Leyland back up to Coet. Or that's rather Luke Leyland there. That was over off the far side. That was Cody Kelly. Now it's going to be Coet again. 30 to go in the first penalty. There's a pad save and a rebound. Back door behind the net they go. They try to wrap this one around. Force that one through up to the line. Coet comes away with it. And a whistle on the play as the net knocked off its posts.
Well, Loudenhogue a little busy in the crease, but did a good job of going side to side. But kind of a trying moment as the goaltender out of the crease slid back in, thinking knocked the net off the moorings. But just 19 seconds left in the penalty to Edina's Nicholas Williams. 1:17 left in the penalty to Edina's Boltman. Still plenty of time.
Nicholas Williams will most undoubtedly be heading into play if the Knights don't score in the next 11 seconds. They'll play this one over to the right side. Shot and a save. A bullet taken there by Kelly, who gets it back from the right wing. Here's Kelly. One-timer. Oh, that was fought off. On the ice comes Williams. Now the Knights have a 5-on-4. Back up to the line they go. Kelly plays this one over up high to the line. Dangling is Leyland in on goal. There's a shot made there and saved by Hogue.
Well, Edina got through half of the battle so far as they killed off one penalty. Just 44 seconds left in the penalty to Boltman. The whistle actually allows Kurt Giles to kind of get back to some continuity in his penalty kill. Ooh, nice shot by Flamang.
Rolls in on goal.
Did your heart skip a beat there, Pete?
It did, because it was rolling.
Good speed by Leyland.
He hustles back across the line. Leyland dangles behind the net with speed. The wraparound attempt in front. Puck is shoveled back up to the line and into the neutral zone it goes. Waller had his pass deflected away. 12 to go in the power play. In front, knocked away there by Nicholas Williams as he is joined on the back line by Gunnar Johnson, who's basically working the 2-minute shift here for the Hornets. On steps Boltman as he'll head to the bench. And over to the right wing side, there's Casey Leyland with a nifty move. Flamang off the pass, feeds that one up in the air. It deflects off Edina to stick it off the netting.
Well, that was a kind of a nice give and go by Flamang and Casey Leyland on that one. Put a pretty good offering, but up and out of play off Loudenhogue, so it's going to stay in the Edina zone to his left, but pretty good kill by the Edina Hornets. 5-on-3 for a good substantial amount of time, and they did a really nice job of killing it. But there's still going to be some residual value for this Knights team, possessing the puck, working the puck. Obviously disappointed they didn't score.
Over to the right wing side now for Waller. Plays that behind the net. Gunnar Johnson off the glass to center. Rugemer with some wheels, muscles in on his man, goes down. There's a penalty coming up.
That's just an effort play by Rugemer on that one. He going against Cody Kelly. Cody Kelly's got some wheels too, but Rugemer used his body to kind of shield, and it was up to Kelly to take him down, and Rugemer still tried to make a play. So
I
nice
like
job
to see
of
where the
Edina forward.
infraction was there, though. That's the interesting
Interference, which is kind of an unusual call.
I didn't really see that.
No,
but
neither did I. But again, maybe the marbles are switching pockets, but it's going to be Kelly in the box for the Knights. He died on the power play.
Back up to the line, Boltman with it now. Johnson back down for Clark. Gunnar Johnson leaves up for Nicholas Williams, or Willie Johnson rather. Goodness, the brothers, they just crush me sometimes. Willie Johnson, they kind of look the same too. There's a shot that dribbles wide. There's a chance for Clark. Couldn't quite pull the trigger as that gets past the outstretched stick of Williams.
Well, it wasn't from lack of effort. Clark had the puck on the stick from a shallow angle, and I think it was locked. It actually kept that puck out of the net, so big save for the Knights goaltender.
1:10 to go in the second period. Clark across the line as he's watched closely on the play by Coet. Now it's going to be played to the slot area. That misses the mark. 1 minute remains in the period. Now back up ice. They go with Lemire as he's going to be played to the corners. It's kicked up the boards. And out of the zone come the Hornets with Nicholas Williams. 56 to go in the power play. In on goal, and that's stopped by Locke.
Well, I think Locke had the intention of firing the puck off the wall, but it was Nicholas Williams that was on him in a hurry, so he opted to cover that puck. Not a bad play. Gives both coaches a chance to send out the final line change with just 38.7 left. 51 seconds left in the penalty to the Knights, Cody Kelly.
Overman wins the battle. Nice work against Luke Leyland as he gets it back off the feed. There's a wrister that misses Rugemer on its way through. Huge frame to deal with down low. Morton off his stick to the corner. Rugemer back up to Morton. They look to go up to the line for Worst, and that misses the mark. From the right wing side, nice little play there. Looking to go inside out was Flamang. Now the Hornets will guide this one back in behind. 8 to go in the period. Morton will work it through center. Up to Overman he goes. Overman lets a shot go, and a nice opportunity there as that does it for the period. That was about as well as you can do as the clock was expiring. There's some hugs there saying hello.
Just some well wishers.
We'll see you at Townhouse Station after.
But
I think that
Gunnar Johnson, they were kind of mixing it up, and once Rugemer got into the mix, things kind of quieted a little bit. But there is some emotion going on out there. Got to keep their discipline. But this Knights team has to come out with some energy in this third period right away because they're down by 3 goals. They're going to start the period a man down, so the challenge is in front of the Knights. But Edina playing a pretty sound brand so far tonight.
So we're going to take it here as we will have 3 inductees into the Cornerstone wall. You can see that on Braemar South, home of Edina Youth Hockey Association. And I know Craig Johnson's going to be one of them. Of course, he is the coach at the Pee Wee Single A level, has been for years.
Does a great job.
And we're going to let Pat Milan do most of the talking, but I'll kind of paraphrase what he's saying as they set up the carpet so no one breaks a hip or a wrist.
Or anything.
Craig's team here, the current Pee Wee Single A team, is all gathered around the penalty box area.
I have a kind of a feeling they dig their coach.
Boy, we had the mites in the first period. This is very, and 20 minutes up on the board between. This is very this is almost not skipper-like because the skippers have kind of eliminated this part of the formula.
I'm going to refrain from comment on that one.
It's great.
I think it's great. It's reinvesting in the youth programs and just recognizing the people that support. I think it's a super good deal.
Okay, here we go. John Carlson out on the ice.
The association has thrived due in part to the commitment of its numerous volunteers, particularly the non-parent volunteers. The success and tradition of Edina hockey is unparalleled in the state. To date, EHA has crowned 65 state champions across all levels.
65 state champions across all levels, and these are for non-parent volunteers.
The Cornerstone Wall can be found in Braemar South
John DeVoe is on the ice right now. He's another board member.
He was pretty good in his day, wasn't he?
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah, that was a bit of an understatement.
First, Greg Dornbach. Greg's
Oh,
spent
jeez.
13 years coaching boys hockey.
Greg Dornbach, the former Hornet.
Oh, man, he was good, too.
Greg and his coaching staff are always committed to coaching the fundamentals and the big team, little B concept. Greg's teams won 2 Bantam State champions during his tenure. Greg Dornbach.
2 Bantam State titles for the man known as Dorney.
Next, Dave Horan.
12 years.
Presently coaching the U12A girls hockey team, and you can clearly tell they're here tonight. He has been in this role for 9 years. He coached on the boys' side of EHA for 7 years. He's been coaching in the Hockey Association for 16 years, 9 of those as a
Dave Horan, 16 years in the Edina Hockey Association. Currently coaching the 12UA Hockey Club. He coached boys and girls hockey.
And our third inductee tonight is Craig Johnson.
Craig Johnson has been coaching. Well, we'll let Pat tell the story.
They punched him in the arm.
He has been in that role for 8 years. This is Craig's 24th year of coaching in the EHA. Craig
Wow.
coached the Sport C, Bantam C, Pee Wee C, B2, and B1 levels. All of those years coaching as a non-parent volunteer.
That's awesome.
In the year 2000, Craig was awarded the Fredfield Coaching Award, and in 2008, Edina magazine recognized Craig as the best coach in Edina. Along with the entire Hockey Association, our past and present members, please join us in congratulating and saying thank you to our 2019 Cornerstone inductees, Greg Dornbach.
So there you go, Craig Johnson, just to give you a quick summary. 24 years of coaching hockey here in Edina from the Pee Wee C, Bantam C, Squirt C level, Pee Wee B1, Pee Wee B2, and now Pee Wee A. Does a lot of work in the summertime with the kids too as well. You can always find him down at the shooting cage.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
he'll be there, and if guys want to shoot, he's going to be there. I think
Right.
most importantly, what Craig brings to the table is a lot of heart, a lot of character. These kids, and what they do know is they know they got an adult that cares about them.
Well, and you can't fake that either.
And it transcends the game. It goes beyond, and it's about more than just wins and losses with him. It's about process, and it's about getting players better. And it's guys like that. He doesn't have any kids in the program, but he shows up and he doesn't get a dime.
Well, and I think
that's
impressive.
impressive.
That's kind of a common denominator, I think, through the coaching ranks. But I work in the northern suburbs, and they ask me, why is Edina so successful? I think we saw an example of that right there.
Very good call. Greg Dornbach was on the 1984 state championship team, and of course Casey came up through the system, and he was coaching through there and had him for a little bit, but he continued to coach even before and after. So it wasn't just about the kid. We hear that sometimes from time to time, but not in Greg's case. And he was a winner too. His clubs won, and they understand what it took to get the job done. So. And then Dave Horan, again, he's been around on both sides of the coin, from girls hockey to boys hockey, currently with the girls 12UA team, and he coached a lot, I think 7, 8, 9 years on the boys side as well. And he's been very active in the Edina Hockey Association. It is volunteers like that make it all happen. We're 12 minutes away from the start of the third period. The Hornets erupt for 3 here in the second. We'll face it off as Dave Buss makes another beautifully pristine sheet here at beautiful Braemar West Arena.
Usual.
More hockey continues right after this.
I think that being in a sport, it has built into it the concept that we are going to face a challenge. When we do sport the right way, we are teaching values. We're teaching kids how to be hard workers. We're teaching kids how to be courageous, to be fearless. Dynamites, because we have a focus on whole life youth development, physical, academic, social and spiritual excellence, we get that we're trying to develop people to be whole people. And I think that when you combine that mission with sport, think you naturally get that. We have programs in each of those 4 areas. We have ice hockey for physical excellence. Academic excellence includes academic support like one-on-one tutoring. We have a summer academic camp. Social excellence includes our big community service project, Greg Carroll Learn to Skate, and also we're faith-based. So when kids are old enough, they have the choice to go to summer camp, kind of that traditional summer church camp. Every kid in the program has multiple mentors. If they're in tutoring, they have a very special mentor that's just their very own. And then of course the hockey coaches are mentors, and of course all the staff are mentors too. So we have a very high retention rate. Dynamites high school graduation rate over 20 years is 85%. And over the last 5 years, 96% have graduated, which is really significant because right now Minneapolis Public Schools is reporting that their graduation rate is 53%. So that, I think, is another measure that shows that Dynamites is working. Being a faith-based organization, I think we're able to say things that are really powerful sometimes. You might say to the kids, like, we're going to do some hard things today, and we want you to remember we can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. A few minutes later, we might be asking them to do that hard thing, and you got heads down and panting, and remind them, remember, you have strength. God's given you the strength to do this. You have the strength that you need inside you right now. They might even remember the moments where they began to believe that, where they began to believe, I should be fearless. Only believe, do not fear.
You know, the difference maker is just the the personal interest level we take, where it's just more than a job. We really feel a passion for serving the clients and really taking care of them. I think the loan officer group we have, it's not about the money, it's about the satisfaction when you're sitting at the closing table with the clients and you've done a good job for them and they're happy, and you see the joy that you bring their families. Helping be a guide for someone when they're going through what quite typically is the largest single investment someone's going to make in their life, their home. For that trust they place in us, it's really satisfying to be able to provide that service. And I think that there's a little bit of a oversimplification of what the mortgage process is really all about, and certainly the ability to close a transaction quickly and with the least amount of brain damage involved, I can appreciate, but there's a tremendous amount of thought that needs to go into the selection of the product itself, and to be able to sit down with an experienced professional is extremely important to make sure you're making the right choice. And once we've come to that conclusion that this does make sense and the customer does want to move forward, certainly being able to fast track it and use all the technology available to get to the closing table as fast and as efficiently as possible.
Too heavy? Try it.
I got it.
Wow, this looks amazing. Can I help you make a few?
Sure.
You sure? Hi, I'm Derek. Nice to meet you. What's the ultimate dream for your business?
We have this hunger project that I give back to the kids to buy food.
How long have you had this dream?
10 years.
So you're 6 years old and you had the dream for 10 years. That's pretty good. That's someone that knows what they want to do in life.
Some help?
No way.
Sure.
Yeah. JJ what?
What are you guys doing out here?
Well, we're just doing the right thing. It's kind of a thankless job. It's out of sight, out of mind. Somebody's got to do it.
I appreciate you having me out.
You can swing a mean net, man.
Welcome back to Braemar Arena, ladies and gentlemen. Third period about to start for you here. Bart Archer, take a look at your goals here as Jackson Borst picks up the first of 3 for the Hornets.
Well, indeed it was, and that one was at the 4:36 mark. It was Nolan Williams up to Nicholas Williams up to Nolan Williams over to Borst, and just a nice redirect pass lock for that goal. That gave Edina a 2-1 lead, gave him some energy.
Then they'll score again
and
off of this goal.
Yeah, and it was Boltman up to Jimmy Clark, and Jimmy Clark just put it 5-hole, exposed the goaltender, spread the pillows. And then to follow it up, it was Jackson Borst. This one was actually very deft play by the young man, but it was Nolan Williams, I believe, that brought it in to the zone. But there you see Jackson Borst with a follow-up. You can see that he was beyond the goal line, just stretched out, banked it in off the goaltender. Very heady play by Jackson Borst. That's the second goal of the game, 11th of the season. But that's where we stand, 4-1 shots on goal that period. St. Michael Albertville with 12 for a 2-period total of 21. Edina with 10, 2-period total of 24.
The one thing that an Edina Hornet team does, by the way, we have a penalty that was called at the end of the period.
Coincidentals?
I guess it was. We'll need to hear this one announced by Pat Milan. He came up to tell us there was something brewing, but he didn't really tell us what. So we'll see what comes about from that.
Well, Kelly's out of the box now, so we're 5-on-5.
Okay, so now it is 5-on-5. He thought there was a 2-10 somewhere along the way.
Oh.
But there wasn't.
I wouldn't think so for what transpired after the whistle. But we've seen crazier things.
Hello to Anthony DiGiulio, who's watching this one on board. I assume this is senior. Junior if it's you. Oh, nice save by Hogue on that wraparound by Casey Leyland. Wow. That was during the scrum with the plans to go to the Town Hall Station. Corner of Wooddale and Valley View here in Edina.
An additional 10-minute misconduct penalty was assessed to St. Michael's number 11, Gavin Fleming.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Fleming ends up getting the extra 10-minute misconduct. Up ahead it goes. Now it's going to be off the stick of Stone. Miller dangles through traffic. Wyatt Worst comes over. Nice save by Hogue off the pad. Reaches over, grabs it with the big catch glove, and hangs on.
Well, it was a nice job by Miller to actually kind of find his way into Loudon Hogue's area, but it was Dylan Blount that actually came with a follow-up, but Hogue did a nice job of spearing that one while it was in midair and really took those opportunities away. Face off to his right, 15:45 left in the period. That's a big penalty for this Knight squad.
Off Stone, nice little attempt there on goal. That was Miller with the bid. As the Hornets will play it off the boards. Rugemer was there. Overman, now it's going to be gathered in by Stone. Stays with it on the puck. Nice positional play by Kelly as he leans into him. Now Overman muscles out of the corner. We've seen so many teams carry 3-goal leads, 2-goal leads, Bart, into periods that dissipate in
Don't
the
go
third.
away.
Well, and I was suggesting that we haven't seen that trend happen with the Hornets this year at all.
No, if there's one thing that's been consistent, it's their defensive play. They're struggling on the offensive side, maybe scoring goals, but defensively and goaltending, they've been pretty solid all year and very consistent.
Defensively, that's a very astute point, Bart. You know, they stay true to that game. And, that one deflects on its way through. That might have come up off the side of the net. There's DeVoe with it from the corner. That's knocked down by Overman. Hand pass. Oh, they said no. Now Enriquez pushes that one through, and they're going to try to spring a man. That was Lemire, but icing will be the calls. We'll bring it back down.
Well, that might have been a pretty good play if they made that connect. Actually, it would have been him against Enriquez. And Lemire's got some good speed, but again, a little bit of a misfire is going to bring the faceoff all the way back. See, I got a little chirp from Mr. Doug Dornsife out in Colorado, thinking he's the original Dorney.
Oh, well, I mean.
Rufflets of feathers. No, I'm just kidding. He said it with a smile.
You know what? For you guys that are on the senior discount, I guess that would work.
Easy there, old country buffet boy.
What are you talking about?
That's where the old people go for lunch or dinner at 4:30 in the afternoon.
Or if you're Dan Wurst taking advantage of the senior menu.
He's got a different gig going on.
Still the best line of the night. The best line of lunch. He's getting his order, and he says to the waitress at Perkins with me, he says, I'm 55. You know that I'm 55. And then she asks him what he'd like, and he goes, I can't read because I'm 55. Something like that. Now Borst with it now across the line. Over for Johnson. Oh, he spoon-fed him, but rejected it. That one just missed the mark. Nice setup there by the Hornets. Forced off the end boards. Down low, they work the body. Played over to the left wing side. Out of the zone, they come with it. It's Johnson's shot, steered off the end glass by Hogue, who's going to play that back in behind. Nolan Williams plays that one. Nice job by Willie Johnson not to get away from that one. Stayed onside. Now it's Clark with it. Oh, nice move to the inside. Stays on it. Back down low for Willie Johnson. Again, now Wyatt Wurst. Quick snapper that's blocked. Keeps it alive. Nice stick by Wurst to play that one down the boards. It's going to be Clark now. He looks off the side of the net. Off the boards, it's going to be gathered in by Casey Leyland. Now it's Clark. Nice move there. Stays patient with the mitts. Over to the right wing for Boris as he chases it down. Bumps off the boards, keeps, and plays to the corner. Give and go. They look to find him there. It is Clark, but that's knocked away by the defense. Fine play by Waller. Over to the left wing side. Across the line, Casey Leyland finds the oncoming Blount, who was almost in the exact same spot when they scored their goal. Wurst will bump that one ahead. Off the right wing side now, it's going to be Borst with Overman. Stone trailing, that hits the side of the post as they're going to play this one off the end boards. Huber is there. Now it's Stone. Stone's muscled on the play by Huber. Played to the near corner. Cutting over. Rogeber absolutely develops his man there, the big fella. Now back in across the line, it's Luke Leyland. Knocked away by Gunnar Johnson, such a steady defenseman. Now it's going to be Overman to play this one ahead. Here comes Wyatt Wurst into this one. Back in across the line. Wurst will hold on to this one. There's a shot that goes up off the glass. Now it's going to be Gunnar Johnson. Nice little move to sidestep his man. Snapper in on goal. Steered aside by Locke. The Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights had a 7-2 win over this team with a lot of penalties I heard called in that hockey game. And the Knights are trying to avoid another loss here to, that stick came down on his man there from Gunnar Johnson. That hit Miller. Nolan Williams' pass was picked off by Lemire. Back into the zone it goes. It's going to be Kelly to take from Locke back in behind the net. Up the middle they go. Nice job to take that. They broke it. Lemire across the line, right where they had some energy there. And instead offside, we'll bring it back into the neutral zone.
Well, they forced Lemire to cut just a little bit at the blue line, but it was J.P. Johnson that just snuck in a stride ahead. Edina playing a very comfortable game with possession. They're really taking St. Michael Albertville out of the game, and when they have the puck in the zone, it's the Knights that are chasing the play a little bit, getting out of position, so Edina kind of working them over a little bit.
Over to the left wing side it goes. Wurst to the corner, back in behind. Morton gets a stick on that one, plays the body, cut off by Nolan Williams. He keeps the line and plays that one in deep. Back at center, Whitliff has that jump his stick. Ooh, they had too many. They got away with that one.
Yeah, they did.
Now it's going to be Nolan Williams back up across the line. Drops off for Emmett Wurst for Willie Johnson. Back down low they go. There's a pass that works its way toward the slot area and back up ice. Wurst is playing D. Looked pretty good there.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah. Emmett Wurst, not the defenseman. Wyatt was going to take a winger and then realized there was no D-man there and then turned around. And he and Boltman looked like they'd been partners for years.
Well, Boltman engaged with one of the Knight players, and he went off the ice again a little bit gingerly, so he's kind of getting rocked up a little bit today.
Stick saved by Hogue over to the near corner. Played back around, up to the line, guided down by Coet. Now it's picked up by Gunnar Johnson for Wyatt Wurst from the left side. Guides that ahead. It stops there in the neutral zone as Willie Johnson came together with Coet, who's been all over the ice here tonight for the Knights.
He really has.
He's been in possession of the puck the majority of the time when he's been out there.
You know, they got some good quality defenders on this Knight team.
They do. Back in across the line, and there's a good quality forward who can just snap it off there. That's Luke Leyland, misses the mark. Back in behind the net. Absolutely. Now Kelly comes down from the left point. Plays this through the slot area. Waller comes away with it. Plays it back in behind the net. Works the swashbuckle, if you will, the circus clown with the skates a la Alf Dahlen back in the day.
Oh, look at that strength by Borst.
He's been like this all night long. It's been one of his better games, I would say, of this campaign. That's over the hand of Nicholas Williams, as it's going to be Witt left to regroup in his own zone, hard off the glass. Overman is there as he fights off Casey Leyland. And now it's going to be Luke Leyland. Nice drop at the line. No, they're going to say that one was offside just by an eyelash.
Well, I'm trying to keep an eye on Boltman on the bench. He was kind of working his leg. It looked like it was his left thigh or hip that was giving him some trouble. He got attended to by the training staff. He looks okay, but he's been banged up a little bit tonight. It's a very important component on this Edina Hornets squad moving forward.
Gunnar Johnson rings it hard around. DeVoe is there. DeVoe, Steckman, and Kavanaugh on this shift. DeVoe will play this one off the glass into the corner. Huber is there as he's checked by Steckman. And they're going to work it inside out with Coet. Who else? Back up to the left wing side. Nice play by Leyland, but Wyatt Wurst with the read in the body position off the boards to center. Coet with it. Wurst again. Right wing side for DeVoe. Here comes DeVoe across the line as he's going to carry this one deep back in behind. DeVoe is going to be wedged off the puck as he tries to fight this one off. Back up to the line. At center. Nice feed over to the left wing side. Putting on the brakes is J.P. Johnson. Wyatt Wurst is there as he shovels this one into the corner. Gunnar Johnson. Down
penalty.
Goes Johnson, and a penalty coming up.
Well, it looks like it's going to be Cole Kavanaugh that's going to go to the box for the Edina Hornets. That's what happens when you put a good effort in. Cole Kavanaugh pleading his case, but obviously to no avail. It's going to be a cross-checking penalty for this Hornet team. Gives this night team a chance on the power play, 7:51, so the clock is becoming a bit of an issue. But now an offensive zone faceoff for the Knights. Very appropriate. Pat Milan plays riding the storm out by REO Speedwagon. Trying to encourage the penalty killers to kill this one off.
Absolutely love that synth. It's just money.
Yeah.
Master of the Hammond organ. Ooh, is he good. Roll with the changes. That's a good one, man.
Yeah, they get a lot of good songs.
Oh, Lemire sends that one. Now here comes puck played up to the line. Coet with it. Looks put down to the near side for Lemire. Williams swatted at by Clark, but that's Waller who comes away with it. That hits Boltman, who
had a tough night,
that
man.
one off. Morton was jammed on the play by Johnson. And it's the Knights now with a $1:22 to go on the power play and 7:10 to go in the period. Back in across the line. They play it to the right wing side. Waller is there to the corner. Waller will fight that one through traffic. Johnson takes over. He goes down with Nicholas Williams. Back into the corner for Miller. Now it's Coet with it. Lays that one over to Waller down low for Lemire. Top of the right circle, misses the mark. And now it's going to be all the way up to Boltman as he's going to carry this one across the line. He gains center and plays that one in deep. Off the end boards it goes. He and his whole group will change on the wholesale. 43 to go in the power play. 6:30 in the period. Hard off the glass. Now Gunnar Johnson will make the read. He better hurry because here comes Kelly to the line. Couette's there to play this one back in behind. Now it's going to be Wurst. Wyatt Wurst with some juice on that one. Up high it goes and back into the Knight zone.
Boy, Couette had that one lined up, but it rode the dasher all the way down. So good clear by the Hornets. Just 15 seconds left in the penalty to Kavanaugh.
Luke Leyland works around the neutral zone, puts on the brakes. That's a veteran entry there. Up to the line. That'll be offside at the line as it's a little bit late there for Huber. 6 to go on the power play, 5:57 to go in the period.
Well, I think Huber was just off the line, but put good effort in to try to keep that puck in the zone, but unsuccessful. Just 6 seconds left before Edina gets Kavanaugh back. Been a pretty good kill by this Hornet team so far. Not a lot of looks by the Knights, but they still have plenty of time to at least get up, get the rush. Got to win these faceoffs, Pete.
Faceoffs are crucial. Indeed, the Hornets now at full strength. There's a slapper steered off the glass. Gunnar Johnson plays ahead for Luke, taken away by Luke Leyland. He'll lay this one down low off the stick of Casey Leyland. Now Luke Leyland comes out of the corner. In on goal, there's Hogue to make the save, and now it's going to be Stone to muscle this one ahead up ice. Left wing side for Overman. Ooh, that one was just off the mark as it's played back into the corner. Overman gets that one from Boltman. He looks out to the slot area from the right circle. Now it's going to be played up to Nicholas Williams. Looks over to the right side. 5-on-5 play here. That's blocked up high. Nice play there. I believe that was Will Anderson that blocked that shot and forced things. Flamang now has been released for his 10-minute misconduct.
Oh, that's got to be tough for that young man. Obviously want to get out and join his blokes and try to make the big comeback, but just under 5 minutes left. Still time for this Knights to do some damage, and now they have a full complement of players.
Leads the team in goals and points, so, you'll notice that not being in the lineup for 12 minutes.
And they do have depth. I mean, they have offensive players, but when you get a finisher like that, you want to at least have them available.
Clark with it. Willie Johnson as well. Clark comes out up to Gunnar Johnson. Nice feed there. Whitliff underneath his stick. Stays on it, though. Plays this off the boards. Now Whitliff pulls and plays back in behind. Hornets content to cycle here in the offensive zone. Anderson plays the center. Gets it back. Stick handles, keeps it on side at the line. Nice job there. Now it's going to be Robinson down into the corner. Robinson looks to get a little bit of help along the way. And back out of the zone comes Borst. Borst from the slot area. His shot was deflected and gathered in by Coet. As he'll turn this one up the left wing side. Angles his way across. That one high off the glass. Coet stays there. Boy, he is a good-looking D-man, isn't he?
Yeah, got a heavy shot, too.
He's just under control. Makes good decisions, and the puck is absolutely tethered to the stick. Huber back in behind his own net now. As he'll lay that one up on the move for Miller. Miller off the toe of the stick, but he gets support along the way as that's sent back up the ice by Huber. And now it's Boltman that tried to find Nolan Williams. There's Emmett Worst to make the play at center and push that one back in behind the end boards. Nice play by Morton. Got there and got away from that forecheck. Boltman shots deflected. That hit Emmett Worst on the way through. And now it's going to be the Knights to play to center. Here they come through entry with Esterberg. His shot's deflected wide of the mark. Boltman is there. Gets away from an Esterberg check. Off the stick of Morton, and icing will be the call. With 2:57 to go here in the third period.
Well, Esterberg and Boltman having some pleasantries as they exit, but Boltman, being on the ice, he doesn't look like he's any worse for the wear, but obviously he has the respect of these Knights teams. They give him a little room to move, and he doesn't need much, but the puck went all the way down the ice. 2:57. Obviously time is very, very important. Just under 3 minutes, down by 3. Got to get to work if you're a Knights fan.
Little Barracuda.
Yeah, don't mind that.
Here comes Overman. He has Rugemer. Rugemer just takes 2 strides, and he's down the ice.
They got to get him a goal.
That one misses the mark. Back in behind. That's underneath the stick. End of the near boards. Stone plays to the corner for Rugemer. And that's off the glass, but gloved down by Worst in front. Redirect there by Stone. Over to the far boards it goes. Esterberg is there as he plays the center. Gunnar Johnson on the tape for Stone. Stone runs into a heavy check at the line there. That was Waller who went down on the play. Back in behind. 2:20 to go in the period. They've got a game coming up right after this, which is going to be a Bantam B2 game because the Bob O'Connor tournament, managed by yours truly and our team, is going on right now as well.
Oh, wow.
By the way, you can follow along. Go to EdinaAttorneyCentral.com. You can download the app. I can see that that's just getting downloaded by the masses right now. Steckman now at center. Just saying.
You never know.
Off the end boards, it's going to be Huber. You have Squirt A, B, 1, B2, Squirt C, Pee Wee B2, Pee Wee C, Bantam B2, Bantam C. 8 levels. I'll be calling all the championship games on Sunday. Off the boards it goes. So we don't discriminate to just high school hockey. 1:23 to go as DeVoe was there. And it's sent back in as it's going to be Coet on it. Watched by Emmett Worst to center ice on the stick for Miller. He's stopped on the play by Enriquez, whose stick broke. Now it's Worst on entry across the line. Blocker pad save. And that's going to be pulled off the boards. Here come the Knights with 1 minute remaining in the third period. Back in across the line. There's Nicholas Williams with it. Up for worst down the right wing boards. Try to get that deep as that was stopped on the way through. Nice defensive play as they're going to muscle up and scrum the boards. Tom Terwilliger, a nice job today. One of the JV coaches for the Edina edition. I believe they won that game by a score of 5-1. The stick of Enriquez, it looks like it's just the, you know how you get that extension on the knob there?
Yep.
It looks like that might be fixable.
Well, it wasn't a real tough play that it broke on it. It seemed to break pretty easy.
Well, it's just, I think it's, you know, the knob that you stick in there, that extension.
Okay.
17 to go. Do you still use a wood stick?
No.
Oh.
Jesus.
Kidding. From center, it's sent.
Yeah. I still got the Prolate blades on my Super Tax, too. Jeez.
Super Tax. Was there a better skate?
No. Not at that time. But no, my equipment aside from my shoulder pads is pretty modern. My shoulder pads are from 1975. I get mocked in the locker room quite a bit about it. And I'm sensitive too, so that hurts. Just 8 seconds left. Offensive zone face-off for Edina. This has been a really sound and complete game for this Edina Hornet squad.
Yeah, definitely one. I'm sure the coaching staff would be pleased. They had transitional goals out of their own zone.
Yep. Power play goal.
Power play goal added in there. Jackson Bohr scored a couple. They've had some good setups. And what I think if you're most pleased with is you took a 3-goal lead into the break, into the third period, and you left it that way.
Absolutely. No, in fact, I think a quality win against a good quality opponent rings very well for this Edina Hornet team. But a good showing in front of the hometown faithful. But I thought the Knights actually showed a lot of character, a lot of grit, showed a lot of skill as well. They just ran into a Edina Hornet team that decided to finish couple plays tonight, but a good contest by both teams.
It was a good contest by both teams, and we'd like to remind you, don't forget, high school hockey continues right here on the MNHockey.tv on Saturday with 2 games. We'll be at Pagel Activity Center, Eden Prairie and the Skippers, and we'll also be here, Edina and Buffalo. Be sure to check us out. Follow us at MNHockeyTV on Twitter. And for Bart Archer, David Hillen, John Sands, Todd Grover, Lauren Nelson, Heather Rule, I'm Pete Wagner. So long, everybody.